If you are over 60, let me ask you something important. When was the last time you had comprehensive blood work done? And I don't just mean the basic tests your doctor orders at your annual checkup. I'm talking about 5 specific blood tests that can reveal critical warnings about your health, warnings that could save your life. Most people over 60 go to their doctor regularly, get a few basic tests, and think they're covered. But the truth is, there are 5 crucial blood tests that many doctors don't automatically order, and without them, you could be walking around with serious health problems developing silently inside your body. These aren't experimental or exotic tests. They're standard blood tests that provide vital information about your health. But for various reasons, they often get overlooked or skipped unless you specifically ask for them. Today, I'm going to tell you exactly what these 5 tests are, why they're so important after age 60, what they reveal about your health, and how to make sure you get them. This information could literally be the difference between catching a serious problem early when it's still treatable and discovering it too late when the damage is already done. Here's something you need to understand. Your body doesn't always give you obvious symptoms when something is going wrong. In fact, many serious health conditions develop silently for months or even years before you feel anything wrong. High cholesterol doesn't hurt. Pre-diabetes doesn't cause pain. Thyroid problems can develop gradually without you noticing. Vitamin deficiencies can drain your energy so slowly you think you're just getting older. Inflammation that's damaging your blood vessels and organs doesn't announce itself with clear symptoms. This is why blood tests are so valuable. They can detect problems that you can't feel yet, giving you the chance to take action before serious damage occurs. After age 60, your risk for many health conditions increases significantly. Your metabolism changes, your hormone levels shift, your organs don't work quite as efficiently as they used to, and years of lifestyle choices start catching up with you. This makes regular comprehensive blood testing even more important than when you were younger. But here's the problem. Many doctors order the same basic panel of tests year after year without thinking about what else might be important to check, especially as you get older. Insurance companies sometimes push back on ordering tests they consider unnecessary, and many patients don't know what to ask for, so they just accept whatever their doctor orders without question. That's why I want to educate you about these 5 critical tests so you can be your own health advocate and make sure you're getting the information you need. The first blood test you absolutely need after 60 is a complete lipid panel. And I don't just mean total cholesterol, I mean a comprehensive breakdown that includes LDL cholesterol, HDL cholesterol, triglycerides, and ideally something called your LDL particle number or ApoB. Many doctors just check total cholesterol and think that's enough, but it's not. Total cholesterol doesn't tell the whole story. You need to know your LDL, which is the bad cholesterol that builds up in your arteries and causes heart attacks and strokes. You need to know your HDL, which is the good cholesterol that helps remove bad cholesterol from your arteries. You need to know your triglycerides, which when elevated indicate poor metabolic health and increased heart disease risk. But here's what many people don't know. Even if your standard lipid panel looks okay, you could still be at high risk. That's where advanced tests like LDL particle number or ApoB come in. These tests tell you not just how much LDL cholesterol you have, but how many LDL particles you have, and it's the particle number that really matters for heart disease risk. You can have normal LDL cholesterol, but high particle number, which means you're still at high risk. After age 60, heart disease becomes the leading cause of death, and cholesterol management is one of the most important tools we have to prevent heart attacks and strokes. Getting a complete lipid panel, including these advanced markers if possible, gives you and your doctor the information needed to really understand your cardiovascular risk and take appropriate action. If your doctor hasn't checked your cholesterol in the past year, or if they've only checked total cholesterol, it's time to ask for a complete lipid panel. And if your numbers are borderline, or if you have other risk factors like high blood pressure, diabetes, or family history of heart disease, ask about the advanced tests too. This information could save your life. The second critical test is hemoglobin A1C, which measures your average blood sugar over the past 2 to 3 months. Many doctors check fasting blood sugar, which tells you what your blood sugar is at one moment in time. But hemoglobin A1C gives you the bigger picture of how your body is handling sugar over time. This test is crucial for detecting diabetes and prediabetes, conditions that become much more common after age 60. Here's why this matters so much. Diabetes is incredibly damaging to your body. It damages your blood vessels, increases your risk of heart disease and stroke, damages your kidneys, damages your nerves, damages your eyes and can cause blindness, impairs wound healing, and shortens your lifespan. But here's the thing. Diabetes and prediabetes often develop silently without obvious symptoms, especially in the early stages. You might feel fine while your blood sugar is slowly climbing and causing damage. By the time you develop obvious symptoms like excessive thirst, frequent urination, or blurred vision, you've already had diabetes for a while and damage has already occurred. The hemoglobin A1C test can catch problems early when they're much easier to address. If your A1C is in the prediabetes range, 5.7 to 6.4%, you have a chance to reverse course through diet, exercise, and weight loss before you develop full diabetes. If your A1C shows diabetes, 6.5% or higher, you can start treatment immediately to prevent complications. Many people over 60 have never had their A1C checked, or it was checked years ago but hasn't been rechecked recently. This is a serious oversight because your blood sugar control can change over time, especially as you get older, gain weight, become less active, or develop other health conditions. If you're over 60 and haven't had your A1C checked in the past year, ask your doctor for this test. If you're overweight, if you have a family history of diabetes, if you have high blood pressure or high cholesterol, or if you've been told in the past that your blood sugar was borderline, this test is even more important. Catching diabetes early or preventing it altogether by addressing prediabetes can literally add years to your life and prevent devastating complications. The third critical test is a thyroid panel, specifically TSH, and ideally also free T4 and free T3. Your thyroid is a small gland in your neck that produces hormones controlling your metabolism, energy levels, body temperature, heart rate, weight, mood, and many other functions. Thyroid problems become much more common as you age, especially in women, but many cases go undiagnosed because the symptoms can be vague and easily attributed to just getting older. An underactive thyroid, called hypothyroidism, causes fatigue, weight gain, feeling cold, dry skin, hair loss, constipation, depression, brain fog, and slowed heart rate. But an active thyroid, called hyperthyroidism, causes weight loss despite eating normally, rapid heartbeat, nervousness, anxiety, tremors, sweating, and difficulty sleeping. But here's the problem. These symptoms develop gradually, and people often dismiss them as normal aging. Of course I'm tired. I'm 65. Of course I've gained weight. My metabolism has slowed down. Of course I'm forgetful. I'm getting older. But these could actually be signs of a thyroid problem that's completely treatable with medication. Without treatment, thyroid problems can seriously impact your quality of life and health. Untreated hypothyroidism increases your risk of heart disease, high cholesterol, depression, and cognitive decline. Untreated hyperthyroidism can cause irregular heart rhythms, heart failure, osteoporosis, and severe weight loss. The good news is that thyroid problems are easily detected with a simple blood test and usually very treatable with medication, yet many doctors don't routinely check thyroid function unless you complain of specific symptoms, and many patients never bring up the vague symptoms they're experiencing because they think it's just part of aging. If you're over 60 and you've never had your thyroid checked, or if it's been more than a few years since it was checked, ask your doctor for a thyroid panel. If you're experiencing fatigue, unexplained weight changes, depression, brain fog, or any other symptoms that could be thyroid-related, definitely get checked. Women should be especially proactive about this since they're more likely to develop thyroid problems than men. A simple blood test could explain symptoms you've been struggling with and lead to treatment that dramatically improves your energy, mood, and overall well-being. The fourth critical test is vitamin D levels. This one surprises many people because they don't think of vitamin D as something that needs testing, but it's actually